is there any other systematic way, you went about, obviously you had some areas which you were very strong in, content creation and design. Is there any system that you went to evaluate certain areas? Because obviously it's a huge world out there, and you want to find kind of the things that you're good at and the things that you think are interesting.
I look for themes, and so blogging was one theme, social networking is another theme, sharing media is another theme, and then I will make those into a matrix and start comparing them. So if you have social networking and you mix it with these other things, what do you get? So social networking plus casual games equals Zynga. Social networking plus photos equals what? Flickr. Photos plus search equals what? The Find or Truvio. Video plus, pick some other vertical, blogging equals vlogging. It didn't work, actually. So not everything you put in the matrix makes sense or works.
Of course.
But I do that on a pretty regular basis. And so podcasting was one, and publishing and podcasting and blogging. If you combine the blogging aesthetic and gestalt with podcasting, what do you get? Well, I think what you get is a video network doing streaming video, which I'm in the studio right now for thisweekin.com, which is a new company I started. I have a CEO who's joined us, and we're going to announce raising just a little bit of angel capital for, and that has 6 employees and 8 shows and is growing very nicely. And so I think there's an opportunity over the next 3 to 5 years to build a network of shows, maybe 10 to 30, probably 20 to 30, that have advertising in them and is sort of like a Weblogs Inc. 2.0 of video. And I had actually modeled that business 5 years ago after Weblogs Inc., and that was my plan for Weblogs Inc., was to make Engadget television, Autoblog television, and all those different TV kind of stations out of them, and TV shows, but on the web. And I never got to it because I'd sold the business, but it was always in the back of my head, and it never worked. It did not work until maybe this year. 5 years ago, bandwidth was too expensive, post-production was too expensive, cameras were too expensive, equipment, everything was too expensive. Now everything's cheap or free. So the bandwidth for This Weekend is free, streaming video, free, hosting of video files on YouTube, free, monetization and sales, revenue share. So you can actually build a lot of this stuff that 5 years ago without Vimeo, Blip TV, Ustream, Justin TV, YouTube, and other pieces of software, it would have been impossible. So sometimes you have an idea that's the right idea, it's just the conditions around it are not correct.
You've been watching This Week in Startups. To watch the full episode, click here. To check out some other shows from This Week In, click here.